The game, the legend, the myth. One of the biggest selling games for the Sega Genesis way back in the day in '91. This was one of the reasons that Sega was able to establish itself among, of course, many other games that sold better and bigger names, but this game definitely helped in the effort to make the Sega Genesis basically look like the cool system. Like, Sega's goal in the 90s, the early 90s with the Sega Genesis, was to establish itself as like the new generation of games. Like we're hip, we're cool, we have quirky stuff, we have rad stuff, we're down with the kids, and it worked. It's why Sega was able to compete so strongly with Nintendo and match them in market share, and even have a character that became more recognized than Mickey Mouse and Mario, and of course I'm talking about Sonic, but this is just during the 90s, of course, you can look that up. That they managed to have such a strong, show with the Genesis because they pulled that off successfully, even though Nintendo had basically dominated the market. And this game was one of those games that really put that out in spades, and it's a really quirky game. You play aliens that crash land on Earth and have to find a bunch of pieces of their spaceship to get back home. And the thing is, the game's two-player, which of course, was great back then. I played this game with my dad a lot. And the game has a massive amount of quirkiness to it. It's basically Earthbound before Earthbound existed. It makes fun of a bunch of different types of, ways of life for humans, a bunch of different, cultural things and all this stuff. And the overall feel of the game was mimicked in many, many later Sega releases, along with the text, the music, all that kind of stuff, etc. It's in a lot of stuff, basically. And so we're gonna start the game here, and basically the plot line is that they crash landed and stuff like that. But I like playing as ToeJam because he can get around faster. Earl has more life, but ToeJam moves faster, so I'm going to pick him. Now here's two things you can do. You can play a random world where all of the spaceship pieces are basically in randomized places, and you will take as many levels as possible to find them. Or you can play in a fixed world where basically all of the spaceship pieces will be there underneath level 25. Now I prefer to play this one because otherwise we'd be on this game for a million fucking years. Also, if you want, you can pick Jam Out and just literally fucking jam out. And you can press buttons to beatbox. Or to add sounds to it, And then of course, this is the way that music videos were in the 90s. Big girl, big girl. And so yeah, you can also play as, if you go back and you pick Earl, he'll have his own sound effects too. Okay, there you go. I had fun. I had my fun now. So I think you have to hold down a button to exit or something like that. You have to hold down start. There we go. So let's try just Earl and see what happens if I do jam out. Let's do Rap Master Rocket Racket. Yeah, now he's got his own. Now Earl does his stuff. Did he say wrecked? I guess he's fucking wrecking him. Fucking Wreck-It Ralph. So let's try just ToeJam again. We're going to play new game, fixed world. Now if I move up here, this is the main thing of the game. This is the main gimmick, is the presents. Now the way the presents work is once you use one of them, with an exception I'll get to later once we've actually gotten into it, the presents will give you a power-up basically. And these power-ups can be good, they can be bad, it depends on the level. And up there is the elevator to get out of the level. And so basically when you use that, you go up to the next level. And then you can also press this button and you can see a map of the level. The way that you actually go up in levels in this game, and yes, there are levels, and when you go up a level, you get a longer life bar and sometimes an extra life, is by uncovering panels on the map. And so what you essentially want to do is find the ship piece in each level, and the game will tell you if there is a ship piece in the level. If there's not, you can basically GTFO. But the white bar down there is your life bar. Well, I guess the light purple bar, and if you're underwater, it drains constantly, but the minute you get back out, it refills. And so once you use a present, though, it shows what it is automatically. So I'm going to use these, so I want to identify what they are. You also have bucks, which are used for other things in the game, and then of course your points, and yes, the game is saying that I'm a wiener. So we're going to use this, and that's a decoy. So a decoy is good for enemies and so forth. This is a boombox, which will paralyze all enemies on screen as you dance to it. The funky beats. And this is a door, which will take you to a level you have not been to before. Although since we've only been to this level, it's literally only this level. And then, of course, you get tomatoes. So you can throw tomatoes at enemies. And you can also actually damage each other in this game if you're playing two-player mode. So be careful with that, because that's kind of bad, you know, when you kill each other. But you can actually do it in this game. Man, ToeJam's got a bit of a droop eye there. But, so now if I get those presents again, they will be identified as those presents. Again, with the one exception of the randomizer present, which I'll talk about once I actually get it. But I'm sure you can figure out what the hell that does. And as you go up the elevator, if you were to have Earl in here at the same time, they have like these little short conversations when they go from level to level. But yeah, man, this is what I miss in video games, is like originality and interesting stuff like this. You're on the fucking planet Earth, which is depicted in this game as a bunch of islands, as an alien, and you've got to basically find shit pieces with this really quirky music and quirky presents that are left by a fucking floating Santa Claus. And yes, there's a floating Santa Claus in this game, along with mailboxes that become possessed later on and stuff like that. You can actually mail order presents from, and you have to fight a bunch of fucking housewives and a bunch of gigantic hamsters and hamster balls and the fucking dentist. Yes, those are all enemies in the game, just some of very many. So it's like, I miss quirky shit like that, man. But, anyways, yeah, you have tomatoes. You can pretty much kill almost anything in this game with tomatoes. I think you can even kill the fucking post box eventually. But by far and above, the best present in this game to use most of the time is the bonus high tops. I don't know what this does. We're going to try it. Did that even do anything? Oh, well. There's the randomizer present. Good thing I found that out. Unfortunately, once it randomizes, you don't know what the fuck the randomizer present is anymore. So good luck, everybody. Also, this is rain, and it will shock you until it's pretty much drained most of your life, which is bad. There's fries that give you back life, but it's near a devil, which is bad because he will also kill us, and I got $5. I'm hella rich now. So this guy's gonna basically come over here and fuck my face because I can't get away because the lightning's owning my ass. Let's see what this does. So part of the game is just finding out what the hell the presents do and just the, you know, enjoyment of that. And like, sometimes you get really lucky and stuff like that. I wish I would have gotten a better present in the beginning because I would have shown you level 0, which is pretty epic, but unfortunately, I did not have that. So if I do get roller skates or anything else like that, I will probably go back to the first level and then I can show you. There's also bad food too, like that cabbage. So yeah, also you need to find a shit piece like was listed before. But we do not have it yet. And by the way, if you fall off, you don't take any damage. You just literally go back down to the last level. So of course that's a detriment in a lot of cases, but it also means that there's no real penalty for doing that. And in fact, it's a strategy in some levels, depending on if you need to fucking get more experience points, or if you want to go back down to level 0, like I said. Now the springs here are basically going to make it easier for me to get around, but it's kind of risky too because I can also launch myself off the map. That phone you're hearing ringing is actually going to reveal more of the map. That's kind of pointless now that we found the shit piece. But whenever you find a phone, it reveals a few panels on the map which can help you out. Yeah, you can jump, and then once you're in the air, you have no control over yourself. It's kind of bad. But rocket ship windshield, alright, so we got that. So let's come over here, get this present, no problem. So we got that. ToeJam's just getting funky. I mean, look at him. He's fucking the way he walks. He just gives no fucks. Fucking ToeJam. You don't give a fuck. And so you can walk in the sand, and you can actually sink in the sand, and it makes it harder to move. You don't die from it, but yeah, you can sink in it, which you will have trouble getting the fuck out for a little bit. And when you almost are about to fall off the edge, he will rotate a little bit. If you leave him that way long enough, he will actually fall off. So it's not like in Sonic where he just stays bouncing forever. You need to move him or he will actually fall off. So now what we need to do is we need to test out what the fuck these presents do. Alright, this is a level up present, which is awesome, which means my life bar went up. Oh yes, this is it! Icarus wings! Okay, we need to get the fuck back down to level 1 right now. We need to get the fuck out of here. Okay, level 1, we got Icarus wings, this is good, this is good. Now, we can go to 2 different places. We can either go to level 0 or somewhere else for now. I think I'm going to try and get to level 0. Oh my god, we're almost already out. We need to get the fuck out. We need to fucking move. How much of a way do we have to go? Oh, okay, we might be able to do this. We might be able to do this. All right. So level 0 is in the bottom left corner of the map, if I remember right. If I'm wrong, then we're going to be restarting the game because, yeah. Okay, good, I'm not wrong. Oh my god, just made it in fucking time. So level 0 is done by literally dropping out of level 1, and you drop into level 0. And there is a few reasons to do this, which I'll show you. But first I want to get these presents. Huh, I thought there was more presents. Okay, yeah, okay, there's 2. I always thought there was 2 presents here. Okay, so that's good. Alright, so now, we're going to drop down here.